This program is proudly brought to you by Maxxis. The debut event for the year is held in sunny Parys in the Free State. Every new year brings new challenges, and this goes double for the drivers of the Maxxis National 4XTR Series 2014. It is early morning. The sun is already high in the sky and beating down on the competitors as they prepare the vehicles for the day ahead. Let's get our engines firing for the first obstacle of the day, the Maxxis time trial. Stefan Herfer joins us again, back after having some mid-year technical difficulties in 2013.
Yeah, it wasn't the best season we've ever had. We had to take a back seat for the rest of the year, but we've regrouped over the holidays, finished this week with a car, and we're ready for the next season. Looking forward to it. It's grown very well from last year. It's always a battle to keep the numbers constant from year to year. But glad to hear we've got 13 entrants in this class for today. And we've got a couple of vehicles that aren't here today, so we should be seeing a bigger class for the rest of the year. Yeah, there's a couple of daunting ones for the first one for the year. But I think there's a good mix of good ones to get you into the sport for this year. But there's a couple that's going to test you, so looking forward to them as well.
Next is Werner Janssen van Rensburg with his co-driver Nico Smit. Werner also had some bad luck last year in Parys. He broke down in the time trial and was unable to compete for the rest of the day. Let's see if 2014 is more rewarding. Coming around in their production modified vehicle, slacking off just before the exit, and completes this first obstacle in fine form. The flag lifts on Henry Forster and he's away, making their way down the slope. Moving quickly through the course. And setting a good time for themselves. We join Fraser for Mark as he traverses the time trial. Picking up some speed in that middle section. Expertly navigating between those gates. His hands frantically moving as he steers towards the exit. Well done, Fraser. Koos Pienaar dropping into the obstacle. Smooth articulation as he progresses. This year he's in a new vehicle, an avid Jeep supporter. Koos Pienaar makes neat work as he heads into the exit box. President of the club, Hanku Swart, tells us a bit about his plans for 2014.
The other car, I wasn't completely happy with what I was busy with, so we decided to take a step back and back to the drawing board for the new car. luckily I still have faithful Gripen. So Gripen was brought back to production modified class, and yeah, this year we'll drive production modified class. It'll give us time to perfect and sort out the new car for next year, I promise, and we'll drive the next car, new car next year.
Putting some dirt on those brand new tyres as he speeds through the course. We kick it up a gear with our next obstacle, brought to you by Pertec. Driving in the super modified class in a super good looking vehicle is Hein and Siska Duran. Very tricky obstacle. The vehicle needs to flex at an angle as well as turn up onto the incline. Unfortunately, striking a banner as they swing around. Still doing very well as they make their way up. At the top of the obstacle, Hein now goes to make a turn to line up. Now for the second section of the obstacle, they must face the steep drop, and the camera cannot do justice to the slope of this decline. Doing nicely to stay on his wheels there, Hein must now make another sharp turn. Faced with a banner, Hein takes a rollback. Careful not to touch the banner behind him. Again locking his rear wheel, he spins himself into a better line of approach, facing the incline head on. They try and head up, but cannot gain the traction they need to make it up. This class has a 6-minute limit per obstacle. Hein gives it another go, but to no avail. Running out of points, they have to admit defeat. Stefan and Johan Pretorius take to the challenge. We meet them as they tackle the second section of the obstacle, heading down this terrible slope, turning into the drop in the hopes to avoid touching any banners. Softly putting down his chassis. Using his sharp turning circle to his advantage here. And with no need for a rollback, they have 10 points in their back pocket. Controlling that bounce nicely. Hitting the brakes in that situation could have meant a roll. Stefan making some plans in the cockpit before they head up for their second try. Getting some serious air, they go tipping over. A team is close at hand to flip them back on his wheels. Coming down there seems to be too much strain on the shocks, and they pop like champagne corks. We have a short chat to Stefan.
Little much too power. But it's alright. Yeah, I don't think we have parts. Maybe we can fix it. Okay. But, thank you.
Newcomer to the sport is Jaco van Wyk behind the wheel. This brand new vehicle clips a banner as they head up the first incline. They make their way around to the drop on the second section. Jaco relaxes his suspension. He drops down a bit skewed. Jaco decides to call it for this obstacle and drives through.
Yeah, that was my first nationals ever. Amazing. Came down nicely.
Okay.
So yeah, I enjoyed it.
Feel confident for the rest of the competition?
Feel confident going through it. Hoping for the best.
Switching gears, we head over to the next obstacle, brought to us by Hydro Mobile. Back for some more action after surviving the time trial is Werner Janssen van Rensburg. Getting some serious lift on that wheel. Carefully making his way down. He does a quick U-turn and gets ready for the rest of the obstacle. He moves up slowly here just to see how his vehicle would react. Werner decides to rather approach from the left, taking out the banner at the top. Getting some advice from Werner is Eugene Ferreira. Drivers are allowed to be advised before they enter an obstacle, but as soon as they pass the entry gates, no more assistance is permitted. Nice rear lift. Doing well to avoid clipping a banner. They get ready to make their run for the exit. Heading up, Eugene strikes a banner. Taking a roll back. Putting foot on the second attempt. They force their way up and through the exit. Eugene adds 30 points to his tally. Very good for this obstacle. Staying with the production modified class, we have Koos Pinaar behind the wheel. Tackling the incline. His vehicle pulling to the side there. Takes a rollback. His co-pilot points the way and off they go. Clipping a banner. And it seems like Koos has damaged his prop shaft. That brings this obstacle to conclusion for them. Stefan Wintershoven joined by his daughter Kira as his co-driver for the first time. Heading up the incline. Stefan hopping against the embankment as he tries to make it up there. Oh, short rollback. Keep an eye on the front section. Stefan's prop shaft drops out from the bottom onto the ground.
Yeah, unfortunately, I took it relatively easy, but I think one of the rocks clipped the prop shaft and gave it a dent, and yeah, we twisted it right off.
It's not the first prop shaft you twisted off.
No, we've been through quite a couple, normally back. So yeah, now we've broken the front one.
Okay, you got space, I take it.
No, we're going to try and weld it, and we'll see if we come right.
We leave Stefan to get to those repairs, and we join Henry Forster as he takes his turn. Bursting up that incline, or touching a banner on their rollback. Henry Forster taking a long roll back. They bolt up the incline, shooting into the air and rolling out from under himself. Let's have a replay of that. And over he goes. The medics are quickly at hand to see if everything is okay. No injury sustained in that roll, but the driver will have to return to scrutineering. Hanku Swart takes his turn on this obstacle. Let's see what he does. Hanku is trying to avoid the same fate as the previous drivers. He gets his front wheel against the incline and puts foot. Second attempt. makes it up a bit further, striking a banner, and on the rollback it seems that something has been damaged. On close investigation, it's clear that Hanku has also damaged his prop shaft on this killer obstacle. As Hanku tends to his vehicle, we have a chat to Werner to see how his day has been progressing.
I think 4 or 5.
In this class.
Yeah, no, that's sad. No, it's always sad to see somebody that did a lot of effort not to be able to enjoy the day. It's always sad.
And the rest of the obstacles, so they look pretty much the same? Or?
Yeah, it's pretty much the same. Parys doesn't have a lot of long inclines, so it's a lot about 90 up and then over, and a lot of them are similar. So we must be really careful.
On that note, we head over to an ad break. Join the conversation and share your thoughts about the event on Facebook or Twitter. We still have plenty of action in store. See you in a moment.